This is a classic. Denny with his dad. His dad didn't want him to get a motorcycle. So what was your dad's deal on the if he didn't want you to ride, and then he decided to try it later in life with you?
Later in life, he said, "Oh, now I see why you like it, but don't go fast," he says.
And what did he offer you to not ride?
Well, back when I was first married, he said, "If you sell that '48 Harley," he says, "we'll buy you a brand new house trailer." Well, I never got a house trailer.
You kept the bike.
I kept the bike, and I kept a woman for 10 years. 69 427 vet with 2 4-barrels.
This is the car that Denny made. So what's that story of that car there?
Well, I worked for Perfect Fence, and it was the boss's kid's car. Took me 3 weeks to paint it. I painted it yellow, and then the dummies repainted it with Emron.
Okay.
They didn't like the yellow.
And then what year of car was this in the motor?
Well, the car was a 33 Chevy.
Okay.
And it's got a 427 vet motor, 69 vet motor, 2 quad barrel, two 1100 4-barrels on it.
Did that attract the cops?
And attract the women, that's for sure. It probably attracted cops, but it never got beat.
Okay.
So it was a fast car.
Yeah, they didn't catch you to give you a ticket.
Not me. I never drove it. I drove it around the parking lot. Never did.
All right, Denny. So what's the story on this 38 here? You got it for $40.
Bought it for $40. I sold it to John Hymas, and
how much did you sell?
For $100. So
you made $60.
I made $60. That was big money.
What would that bike be worth today in that same shape?
Well, in that same shape would be probably $3,000 at minimum.
Yeah.
But it's completely restored now.
What's that bike worth now?
Probably around $40,000.
Yeah.
And I paid $40 for it. I wish I had kept it. It's scary, yeah.
Street Chopper magazine from 1977.
I went to borrow.
So what's the story on this bike here? You built this one from 1977, or out of that magazine of 77.
I bought that bike new in 1972 from Ron Weichels, Harleydavidson. I used to work there. Put it in the back of my '60 Chevy, took it home, and it caught fire and burned my buddy's garage down because of the Bendix carburetor. And I dug out an old 38 frame and I completely chopped it. Nobody chops a brand new Harley, but I did. And I sold it about 2 years later. And this guy got it in the magazine. He changed some things, but basically it's the same bike.
And we have the picture on a disc, but we're having a hard time with the files. But we can maybe do a little screenshot of the picture on there. It's a little blurry, but that's Denny working on that motor out of that magazine there.
I might have.
And that's the bike in the yard there before it was sold. American Iron magazine from December 2009. Article with Denny and his friend in there.
Didn't build the bike.
Denny built the motor and transmission for this bike. This is Denny's bike in the box. When you're building it in the living room, that's when you know you're a hardcore biker. So it took you 100 hours to build that bike?
100 hours.
100 hours, and you made
$300.
$300 for 100 hours of work.
Yeah.
And it sold for $16,500. What year was that bike sold?
Either 2006 or 7.
Okay, 2006 or 7 range.
I think 100 top end on it.
This is another one. So what year is this one?
1956 KHK
Okay.
with a 900cc top end on it, overhead valve top end on it.
And you built that
I
one?
built the motor, yes.
Okay, built the motor on that one.
And I did the fuel tank down on the bottom, and a fuel pump to pump the gas up to the carburetor, and a fuel tank on top, so it had more range. Sissy bar was adjustable forward or aft, and you could put a stick-on seat if you had a passenger. Pete Uresco's bike.
Was that a rough ride?
It's got shocks on it. It's not too bad. It's a 3-inch extended swing arm.
So this is in 71. These guys are their late 20s. And the guy on the far right tells the waitress in there she's got groovy eyeballs and it got her to come out and check out all the bikes. I'm sure the guys were happy with that.
He's the one that's an alcoholic on the...
That's camping. Laying on a bedroll.
Well,
Well, it's all the same. Only the names will change every day. It seems we're wasting away. Another place where the faces are so cold. I drive all night just to get back home. And I'm a cowboy. Oh, see a horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. I'm a cowboy. I got the night on my side. I'm wanted, dead or alive. I'm wanted, dead or alive, dead or alive, dead or alive, dead or alive, dead or
And you're in Michigan, just going to someplace different? Is that part of it, or just the wide open?
basically just go somewhere different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when in 1969 when I went with that 62 Panhead to San Diego,
Yeah.
and my buddy from Canada went, and we got stopped in New Mexico, and the highway patrol pulled us over, and the officer said, "Where is Aunt?" You want to turn that off? We got pulled over in New Mexico, and the officer said, looking at my buddy's bike, 56 Panhead, he says, "Where is Aunt from?" Because it had
Okay,
ONT.
Ontario.
Yeah, and he said, "I'm from Ontario." And the officer said, "Well, you're a long way from home, aren't you, boy?"
So, and this is your friend. Now, was he married?
Yeah, and his wife was with him.
I
too.
think you told me this story before, because you guys would all pitch in like $1 to get a hotel room or something.
Yeah, it was like $7. Yeah, we'd all pitch in. It was like $7 for a motel room in '69.
Okay, now
And
was
a bunch
this...
of us would pitch in the $7, and then the married couple, they got to bed, but the rest of us got a shower and a floor to sleep on.
Yeah. So, and then did you guys ride a lot of Route 66 or just kind of back roads?
all of Route 66, the whole road, from
Okay.
St. Louis all the way on.
St. Louis all the way out to California?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was pretty much all intact. I mean,
Okay.
it was,
Yeah, at
the
that...
freeway was still going by here and there, but
Right.
freeway was under construction.
Okay. So you rode a lot of that.
Yeah.
I
I have a 1952 map, Michigan map,
Okay.
or a United States map, and there's no freeways on it.
Okay.
It's a cool map. I'd like to get it posted, framed.
Out of the modern bikes that are out there, what's any favorite features out of a modern bike compared to the old ones that maybe you didn't have? whether it be cruise or a radio or
most of the time I leave my radio off.
Okay.
because I really don't care.
yeah,
Once in a while, but
sure,
I like the cruise control.
Yeah.
And I like the being able to run 75, 80 mile an hour. So it doesn't
Yeah.
take quite so long to get there, and they're a
Right.
whole lot more comfortable than new bikes.
right.
So
Any good favorite roadside stories, or just oddball stops,
well,
or
on the way to California, we were down in Kentucky or Tennessee someplace, and we went off on a 2-track. Not a 2-track, but a 2-lane
Dirt road?
highway.
Okay.
A county road like.
okay,
And police pulled us over and they said, "Where are you going?" And we told them we were looking for a campsite. And so he says, "Follow me." And he unlocked the gate to the campgrounds and he said, "Lock the gate when you leave." That's pretty cool hospitality.
was it free camping or just like a buck?
No, free. It was free. He
Okay.
just opened the campgrounds to us and he said, "Lock the gate when you leave," which is
Okay.
kind of cool.
Did you ever get any hard times? Motorcycle gangs or old stories from any of that stuff? Or
Well, I run into the Hells Angels in,
Okay.
God, I don't remember what year, but
do you know what state you were in?
Utah.
Okay,
And we were looking for parts, and we went down, and it was a state park where they were at. Went in there, and my buddy was on the back because his bike was broke. We're looking for shifting forks. Got there, and Magoo from the movie was there, a Hell's Angel, and I didn't know the other two, but they climbed in the back truck, come out with a shifting fork we needed, and charged me $2, and he said, when you get, he said, which way you headed? And we said to Salt Lake City, and he said, when you get there, look up the Saints Nomads, they'll have the rest of the parts you need. I said, well, okay. Going into Salt Lake City, we're trying to make every light because we only got 3rd and 4th. Didn't want to burn the clutch up. Stops the Harley dealer. There's bike sitting outside, looked familiar. I go inside Saints Nomads. He invites us over, sold us a whole transmission for $5. Mike's outside or in the garage at the house, getting the oil tank out so we can put the shifting fork in. And I asked the guy why the windows were all boarded up. Says, "Oh, another club going by here shooting the windows out." And so I went out in the garage. I said, "Hurry up, Mike!" And
were you all carrying guns back then yourselves?
Oh, no, we weren't
Yeah.
carrying no guns.
Yeah,
Not that year. I carried one to California.
sure,
In '69.
Sure.
but
sure.
In the '70s, after the '68 Gun Control Act, they started cracking down. But I mean, it was legal back when
Yep.
first. But and that was one of the best rides I was on. It was going across the Salt Flats at about. It was way after dark. It was 10, 11 o'clock at night, and it was 70 degrees, and they just repaved the road, and the white sand and the full moon. We could run with the lights off, and it felt like you were riding on an ocean. Just the road kind of motor sounding cool, running down the highway. Just
Yeah.
cool ride. The other cool ride I had was in Leelanau County at 6:30 in the morning. It's about 75 degrees, and it's just listening to the motor on. Just
Yeah.
women don't understand it. We just like to get out and get our mind clear.
Yeah.
We ain't out.
So that was the original. That's wind therapy.
Yeah, wind therapy. Yep.
You ever notice any ear problems with all the motors over the years or anything like that?
Well, I don't know. My wife keeps talking quiet, I think.
Or she's keeping stuff from you.
No, she's not keeping it, but I have to keep saying what?
Right.
So maybe there's a problem, but
Yeah.
I don't think so. I really would.
You'd do it all over again.
I'd do it all over again. It's been a good life.
Yeah.
Ain't been the richest, but that's okay.
But you've seen a lot of stuff.
Seen a lot of stuff. It's been a lot of fun.
Yep. And
Some stuff I would do different, but probably not.